Collingwood, Geelong. Whew. Do or die. Let's get into it. So before we jump straight into it, today, July the 10th, is actually my dad's birthday. So I wanted to give him a big shout out and wish him a very happy 54th birthday. Um, me and Dad go to the footy all the time. So if you see a video um, of me like reacting to the football, that's Dad next to me recording it. He's my videographer when it comes to footy stuff. So um, he has this cool little camera that he sort of holds out like the whole quarter. Bless him. And he'll record me, and I don't even take notice of it. The first time he did it was the Adelaide game, um, and so that was really cool. We went to the grand final together, which is a moment that I will hold so near and dear to my heart, that I got to share um, that win with him by my side after everything that we've been through as Collingwood supporters and stuff like that. So that was really nice. And yeah, he's when we do swooping around, he's the swooping around videographer as well. He's got this huge camera. I got to take a picture of it for you guys, and I'll post it up. It's this huge camera rig. Fuck it, there's lights, and it's just a whole production. And he's so extra, and I love it so much. So yeah, Dad, happy birthday, happy 54th birthday, love ya. I'll see you at Nundas tonight. Oh shit, you weren't supposed to see this. Don't stress. I'll see you tonight. I'll see you tonight. We'll have some dinner, cook you that barbecue, and have a drink. Love ya. All right. So Collingwood, Geelong. It is. Oh my god! It is do or die. This game is going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. There's going to be 80,000 plus people on a Friday night. It's going to be 5 degrees. It's going to be bloody cold, and this is it for the Pies. Like, yes, there's 6 more games, but the ladder is so tight right now. We're 2 games off fourth place. That's how tight it is right now, right? We we need to win is such an understatement. We've lost our last 2 games in a row. We're coming up against a team that is fifth, who scored. Geelong have scored 16 goals in their last 2 games against Essendon on a rainy MCG, against Hawthorn last week, and they've been clinical. I know at the start of the year they started 7-0 with an easier draw. Now they've gone 3-6. I'm pretty sure in the last 9 weeks. So they're starting to come into a little bit of form. You know, Brookside is doing well. Dangerfield, after his 2 month hamstring, is playing well. Um, Jeremy Cameron kicked 4 goals last week. He kicked 7 goals the last time we played them. So we'll get into it a little bit about them later. But mainly for Collingwood, this is where we show what the side-by-side spirit means. Firstly, as fans, we have to rock up in droves, in numbers. It's our home game. I want to hear Collingwood chants from the start of the game. I don't give a freaking hell if we're down by 4 goals, 3 goals. Start the chant. Just give us something. Um, Give us that power. The boys need that 19th man there. Um, and it's time for the boys to rock up. These last 2 weeks against Gold Coast, and you know what? These last couple of weeks against Kangaroos, against Gold Coast, and against Essendon, they haven't rocked up. They rocked up when they needed to. Against the Kangaroos, they rock up in the second half. Against Gold Coast, they rock up in the last quarter. Against Essendon, they rock up in the first quarter, and then that was it. Then they don't rock up. Something has to change. I know we've got a couple of outs from last week's game, but it's looking likely that Jamie Elliott plays. Looking very likely that Jamie Elliott plays, which is absolutely huge. We need him. He's our talisman. He's our spark. Ned Long probably gets a full game as well. And we just have to show something. And I don't mean we have to show that we're premiership contenders. Or that we can beat Geelong by 70 points. We have to show that we've learnt lessons over the last 4 weeks, over the last 6 weeks, that we've learnt lessons. And that Essendon game was the pits for us in the last 3 years. Our pressure was the second worst pressure in Craig McRae's tenure at the club. I don't know what the first one was, but it was second worst. Essendon, we were just letting Essendon run through us. We looked slow, we looked lethargic, we looked unenergetic, we looked unenthused. And it has to be a big 180 to come out against a side like Geelong. Craig McRae keeps saying that it's not about an individual, it's about the team. And I can see why he says that. There are individuals that aren't performing, but it is a team game. That's what it exactly is. And that's how we've got to play. we can't be playing for, you know, trying to up our stats or trying to do this or trying to do that. Have to play to our strengths. I want to see a raft of changes. You know, you're going to have Tom Stewart, who I think he's pushing into the midfield these last couple of weeks because he gets shut down. But if he goes into the defense, we need a shutdown player on him. You know, maybe Jeremy Howe can play that defensive forward on him. We need to see Darcy Moore getting back to what Darcy Moore does. We need to see Isaac Quaynor getting back to what he does. We really have to go. This game is 1,000% just going back to basics. I know you want to keep evolving. I know we can't be the same team that we were last year, but we need to see what we were doing last year. It was just fundamentals last year that we need to get back. And you know, when you look at the Essendon game, and Craig McCurry came out and said it, we changed like tactics midway through that second quarter, and no one knew what to do. No one knew where they were going. They became unpredictable to themselves. When you become unpredictable to yourselves, when you play a game where that relies on overhead handballs or a handball into space so you can run onto it or a kick into space, you know, when you play a game like that and it's unpredictable, of course you're going to stutter. Of course Essendon are going to take the game away from you. Of course, you know, you're not going to be able to keep up. We have to go back to predictable Collingwood footy. And when I say predictable, I don't mean the opposite team knowing what we're doing. I mean predictable by the players. The players need to know where we're going to be, what we're going to do. I was watching highlights of the Geelong game last season, and we were just running in droves. Like we were playing so well, we were running in droves, and that's what we did. That's what we do best, and that's what we haven't seen that in so long. And I know sometimes it comes down to personnel, and I know we're not going to have Mychek and some of these guys, but the core midfield group is pretty much there. Tom Mitchell's not going to give you that sort of run through. It's all these other players that have to pull their socks up. Last week against Hawks, the Cats scored 11 goals. 11 goals, 9. 11 goals, 9 from intercepts, yeah. The Cats scored 11 goals, 9 from intercept possessions. They scored 6 goals, 12 from set shots, right? So they could have blown Hawthorn out the water more, but 6 goals and 7 from snapshots. So we know that when they get the ball, they're going to they love to sort of run around and snap, and so it's just about pressure. It's not about not letting them get the ball that close to goal that they can be able to snap. Brad Close kicked 4 goals. Jeremy Cameron kicked 4 goals as well. Tom Stewart recorded 10 score involvements that day. 11 marks, 9 contested possessions. So he's turning into this midfield bull, and we have to negate him. If Tom Stewart plays well, Geelong play well. In that Carlton game where Carlton smashed Geelong, Tom Stewart's influence was negated. And Carlton were able to negate as well, word of the day, Geelong's transition. So they tried to get it through from their defensive half, and Carlton didn't allow that, and Carlton kicked goals off. They kicked 8 goals off their intercept possessions from Geelong turning it over when they tried to run it out. So that's something that we've got to work on, and that's something that we can mitigate. And it's all about pressure. We won't be able to do this without the pressure. Essendon were able to pressure us, and they were able to keep the ball off us. And like Craig said, you can't tackle and you can't put pressure on if Essendon are going to get uncontested ball. We saw last week our players walking back, jogging back to contest, not running with players, letting them roam free. We've got to be tighter on the opposition players. We've got to run with the opposition players more. We can't just look for the cheap one over the top, because it's not coming anymore. It's not 2023. I know I said I want to go back to 23, but it's not. That's not going to happen anymore, unfortunately. And we have got to we've really got to change how we do it and get a more defensive game going. I know we're scoring off forward halves, but we have to get our defensive game going first. I want to see us running from the defensive half again, like we were in 2023. Back to fundamentals. This game is all about back to fundamentals. Now, my big call and predictions. I think Jamie Elliott plays, he kicks 3 goals. I think we win by, oh my God, I don't want to say it. I think we win by 5 points. I think we win by 5 points. I'm always going to back our boys in. No fucking matter what. I'm always backing our boys in. And I think it's going to be a really close game. Geelong are really good. But we play best when our backs are against the wall. And our backs are fucking against the wall, let me tell you. And there's lots of media talk. There's lots of... there's just a lot of shit on the media. Even from our own fans, and even from me, and Oppo fans, and and we've got to come out, and I know we will. And fucking, I hate Geelong. So we got to come out and show them who's boss at the MCG on a Friday night. But look, guys, let me know your thoughts down below on the game. What do you think? What's your big calls? What are your predictions? Let me know down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll see you later. I feel like I'm in some sort of sci-fi movie. What's the right? Why does it look so dark for? I think because it's too dark here. I need two lights.